I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans.
The CrossFit Games is 14% as popular as it once was.
Is this true?
It's an exercise that we've done in the past, but when we look at that Google Trends thing, way back in 2013, CrossFit hit critical mass. More people on the planet than ever were searching the word CrossFit, and it happened during the same month that it always does, kind of that July, August, every year the games happen around that point in time. And Google Trends makes it pretty easy. When you put everything on a table, the most searched thing ends up being 100 out of 100, and then everything else just kind of falls on the table. So August of 2025, it's at 14 out of 100, so it's 14% as popular as it was in 2013. And for those of you who want to be skeptical about it and be like, oh, it's just a search term, that doesn't mean anything, you can almost go to the champions of those years, being like Rich Froning and Jason Hopper, and look at their following in relation to those years. Jason's got about 145, 150,000 followers, 40 or 50 of which he picked up during his championship season of 2025, and Rich Froning's been over 1 million since you know when.
Oh my God.
Nearly 10 times as many followers as Hopper. So the correlation that we're trying to draw is that if Hopper were around during that point in time, or vice versa with Froning in this period of time, their following count would flip. And you can continue to draw that line for people like Justin Medeiros. The dude's got 558,000 followers on Instagram, only 50,000 of which he's put on over the course of the past 3 or 4 years. December 2022, he's got about 500,000. December of 2025, he's got 550,000. He's put on 50,000 over 3 years. And I think the most important thing about Mr. Medeiros is he had his coming out party in the 2020 season when he was at the ranch with the 5 dudes, and he had Fraser right there, and he was beating him on the trail run and then getting beaten by him on the trail run. And if you go to our handy dandy chart, you're going to see that CrossFit was about 20% as popular as it was in 2013, the years that Justin was winning. And of course, I have a reason for bringing all of this stuff up. I'm not just bringing it up for the sake of bringing it up.
Why not?
I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that you've seen this ad.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
You see what I did there, right?
Sydney Sweeney's got great genes.
Is this true?
It is unbelievable to me that it's so easy to do something like this and it just isn't done. You got a superstar. The superstar, in this case, Sydney Sweeney. You put a pair of jeans on her, a jean jacket on her, you have her sit in a room for 30 seconds, talk about stuff, and the entire internet goes haywire over it. Check out what happens to American Eagle stock as a result of that. You can almost see a direct correlation between the Sydney Sweeney jean ad and the stock price of their jeans. The YouTube video has 10 million views on it and 20,000 comments. And that's about right. You get a comment for every 500 to 1,000 views that you get. So there's a pretty good correlation there, which brings me to the point that I'm trying to make, and that's CrossFit's most recent ad campaigns.
It all starts with a choice.
Is this true?
Marketing campaigns, whatever sort of campaigns they are. It doesn't matter! It's all too obvious what American Eagle is trying to do with Sydney Sweeney. They're trying to sell jeans. She's even saying it in the ad. I wear jeans, I like jeans, I'm selling jeans.
But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you.
And then when you compare and contrast it to the CrossFit videos,
No, it's hard work.
and also before I get too far away from it, I made the comparison of the ratio from the views to the comments on the video, and this is how you know that CrossFit's buying views on their videos. Because in the Forging Elite Fitness ad promotion marketing campaign video that was put up on their YouTube channel, it's got 500,000 views and 17 comments. It's got 1/20th the amount of views as the Sydney Sweeney thing, and I don't know, 1/1,000,000th the amount of comments. And then you look at the comments in there, and they're all very nice. And that's an issue, because when everything's all so nice and you're not really even saying anything, it's like, oh, we're Forging Elite Fitness.
Is this true?
There's a comment in there about how you're doing wall balls not to get a 5-minute Karen time, but to be able to throw your child into the air. And I'm like,
Is this true?
that's well and good. Might even be true. But it's not going to get anybody talking about it. It's definitely not going to drive people into CrossFit gyms. You know what would drive people into CrossFit gyms? You take Jason Hopper. You know what he's been doing? I don't know, World Fitness Project. If I'm CrossFit, you go to Jason Hopper and you go, hey dude, we're gonna blow you up. We wanna make this thing cool. Come on in, we're gonna shoot a bunch of content with you. You put Jason Hopper into a room for 30 seconds.
Stay out the comments.
You probably make him do a bunch of pull-ups and a bunch of push-ups so he has this crazy pump before he does anything. In the same fashion that it says Sydney Sweeney has great genes,
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
you could just say fittest on earth. And you have him say a whole bunch of stuff in the same realm that Sydney was. It's like,
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans.
I'm not here to say that your fitness regimen sucks. This could be Jason saying it, right?
And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn.
And I definitely won't tell you that I wasted my time doing bodybuilding training for the first half of my life.
Or that they make your butt look amazing.
Or that it made my butt look amazing.
Why would I need to do that?
Why would I need to do that and he's sitting there all sweaty and jacked and stuff?
But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Just so we're clear, this isn't me, Jason Hopper, telling everybody that I'm fitter than you. Jason Hopper is the fittest on earth. I mean, it's just the idea that you're kind of capitalizing on something that's popular at that point in time. It's like if I'm CrossFit, you see the Sydney Sweeney thing, you make it blatantly obvious that you're trying to copy it with the people who are the fittest on earth. There's a small fraction of a percent that somehow Jason Hopper and Sydney Sweeney end up in the same room, and imagine what that does for CrossFit. I'm talking like a small fraction of a chance, but the idea is you just keep on doing this stuff, and they're not thinking about doing this stuff because they're too afraid to say anything, and then it leads to comments like that where it's like, hey, we're not trying to do wall balls to get a 5-minute carrot time, we're doing it to throw our kids. Wow. If you get the message in front of 100,000 extra people, then there will be 1,000 other people who end up doing it for the right reasons without needing to say it for those reasons. I mean, the president made some sort of a tweet about the Sydney Sweeney ad campaign. The only people talking about the CrossFit marketing campaign are myself and Clydesdale Media. It's for reasons like this that Hyrox and hybrid athletes have a stranglehold on what it means to be an elite fitness athlete. Because people like Sydney Sweeney, the president of the United States, have no idea what CrossFit even is. If people don't know what it is, how are you supposed to get them to be able to do 5-minute wall balls for their kids throwing them in the air? It's better for someone to know something and have an opinion of negativity about it, giving people the option to have an opinion of positivity about it than to have no one know about it at all. And this whole idea of buying views on your videos like CrossFit's been doing on some of their podcasts and on that video I brought up, the Forging Elite Fitness one of recent, it is absolutely freaking insane to me that like I can get a couple million impressions on a random video because it's a good video, and they need to buy them on their videos because they're so worthless. Day in the Life with Tyson Bajan, 3 million impressions. You know how much that costs? Probably, I don't know, $15,000. YouTube gives them to you when you make a good video that people actually want to watch. Erica Folo video, the most jacked woman in CrossFit. She had freaking 2,000 freaking Instagram followers at the time I made this video, 1.7 million impressions. Because my dumb little garage dwelling YouTubing former high level fitness self thought that it'd be a good idea to put those two in the same room. I put a video together and it got 1.6 million impressions. Why? Because you know that one did good and the other did good, so do it together. So this whole thing and this random tirade of a random thought that I had to tell everybody about today is coming off the back of me sitting there watching Euphoria with Alexis and thinking about what this jeans ad has to do with anything. And also I can't help but thinking that Jason's been doing absolutely nothing. He's to be leveraged by CrossFit. He's the fittest man on earth. How can they have their golden pony boy just sitting in South Carolina building his own garage gym, not utilizing him for a freaking second? How do you think it's a better idea to tell everybody that you're a cult than it is to utilize Jason Hopper to tell everybody what it means to be the fittest on earth? Which is ironically enough what you were probably trying to achieve through the Forging Elite Fitness video. You could make 10,000 ads about your jeans. We have the best jeans. Oh, we have the best jeans. It's not about having 5 minutes of jean wearing. It's about wearing your jeans with your kids at their kindergarten recitals. You're gonna get 5 comments on that video. You're gonna have your kid throw up on your pants. And all of those things are gonna happen anyway, but you could have just had Sydney Sweeney come on in and do a jean ad and everyone's gonna wear them and buy them anyway. You're gonna get GQ making these viral things just by happenstance.
White people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority.
And Jason Hopper's good. Jason would probably respond the same way Sydney would.
Since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
When I have something to say, I'll say it.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
And that's, I think, the position he wants to be in too, because then his following is going to double because he goes viral because of something that started with CrossFit having a good idea, but they have no good ideas. They're rehashing the ideas of 2012. And the crazy thing about it happening in 2012 is that they're doing then what I'm suggesting that they do now. They have Dan Bailey doing grace in front of everybody, and they're talking about him being a weapons grade fit, and he's just doing unbroken grace, then they zoom in on his face.
Do superheroes exist? You tell us.
Damn, my peptide video got 1.8 million impressions on it. 48 hours of CrossFit Mayhem, 2.3 million impressions. At that point, it becomes math. You make a good title, you make a good thumbnail, and then people click on it as they're looking at it. It's a watch time thing, so the longer people watch with the click-through rate, and then things go viral, so you don't need to buy impressions. It will either be the future or the death of CrossFit. And as people hear that, they're probably gonna already say that it's dead. And on a closing note, I put up CrossFit over the past year, over the World Fitness Project over the last year, and now you can see why people might not want to be going to Copenhagen. And I got one more thing to talk about.
What is this?
Because there's two ends of this. They're either going to deliver upon all of the questions, or there's going to be nothing there. Talking about the Mayhem podcast, where they just brought on Jason Khalipa. It's a 1 hour thing where they're just kind of rehashing the past and talking about themselves, which is totally cool, but everyone was looking for more. This is the Instagram reel about it.
How do we help gym owners, and how do we help the coaches, and then how do they help each other? There needs to be more cohesion there and more help. Like, gym owners need help.
How do we help the help? Just by itself, that doesn't make any sense to anybody who listens to it for what it is. We're going to provide help by having you help each other.
When I saw that you guys brought on Austin, I just knew, I was like, dude, these are the guys that are going to really go out there and make an impact on gym owners, and I want to be a part of it. How do we partner up and make this happen?
I really like Jason, but I have a feeling that Jason is a puddle jumper. This is the convenient thing to say at this point in time. Oh, look, they're doing something. I'm going to go do something too. I mean, and he can believe in it too. I'm not saying he doesn't believe in it. The same way where he's got his men's club and he believes in that. But it's not something that he would have believed in as like a 20 or 25-year-old, but it is something that he believes in as a 35 to 40-year-old dad. But I would be curious like what that means as a 45 and a 50 and a 55 and a 60-year-old Jason. Because if you keep on stretching it, all of a sudden you turn into Josh Bridges and you're no longer putting your arms over your head because you can't lock out your elbows and it's all CrossFit's fault.
So how do we bring really amazing groups of people together to make it easier for them, more efficient? And when it's all said and done, the purpose is simple. If we have people walking in the gym and they have a great experience, the member, that's what we want.
So this is why I said it's either like the greatest piece of marketing ever because you're waiting for them to say something, or maybe you sign up for whatever Mayhem affiliate programming does for you. But if you were looking for an answer right there, there's nothing. It's just the age-old adage. It's like give people the best hour of their day. But it's a more long-winded way of saying that. It doesn't say how to do it, just says to do it, and that's their goal. But that's nothing new.
This could be a great opportunity where we collaborate to partner up and say, okay, Mayhem is trying to support gym owners and coaches. I'm all about that. Okay, well, why don't we just work with Mayhem and let them rock and roll, and I'll be a kind of like a supporter.
So Rich opens the thing up and saying we need more cohesion, we need the coaches helping the owners, and the owners need help. And now Jason's like, well, you know, NC Fit needs help and Mayhem needs help. And all of a sudden it looks like some sort of a Ponzi scheme where there's like an entity helping, and then they're helping the helping, and then you're going to help the helping. It's just a giant funnel of help. So what is the actual work that's getting done? Everyone's just helping stuff. I got a buddy who works over at McDonald's, and basically you just tell everyone else to do stuff. Like, you guys go do stuff, you do stuff, you do stuff. And it's like, well, what do you do? It's like, well, I tell people to do stuff. Who's doing something? Who actually, what is actually going to get done?
And with what you've built at NC Fit with the collective, and with what we've built at Mayhem, it just makes sense to be able to bring those together to support the community, because people want to be together.
See, when I make pieces like this, like little reaction pieces, I've listened to them a couple of times, and I really want to know, if I were in Mayhem and I heard this and I put this out, what am I trying to achieve by it? That's how I make all of my content. What's the purpose? What's the goal? And if the goal is to get people to look deeper into it, like I'm doing right now and making a reaction piece on it, it's like, high five, you did a good job. But like the big thing he says right there is like what we've done at Mayhem, and I'm like, bro, you've been there for 3 days.
We're officially saying that we're welcoming the NC Fit family into the Mayhem family with the help, support, infrastructure that Jason has created. And Jason's not going anywhere, just so we're clear on that. Jason's here, part of the crew, helping us out.
Jason's in, but what does that mean? Questions. Does everybody who does NC Fit programming now follow Mayhem? What does Jason bring to the Mayhem family? Is he still going to be doing his men's club? Is the men's club aside from all of this stuff? Let's say that there's 500 or 1,000 NC Fit gyms. Are they now Mayhem gyms? Do they have to switch their programming over to Mayhem programming? When I sold my stake in the affiliate, I no longer programmed at my affiliate, and they started doing NC Fit programming. 0 people liked that. But if you are currently an NC Fit program, a gym, an affiliate of NC Fit, clearly there's something that you are doing where it's very different than what I do as a programmer for my gyms. I'm assuming that the NC Fit gyms can't just jump aboard Mayhem and be cool with the new programming and workouts that you'll be doing. All I'm saying here is that they are different. NC Fit is very different. It is not the conventional sort of CrossFit style stuff that my people on my programs do. So what does this mean for the NC Fit gyms?
I think this is going to be nothing but a value add, and they're going to see that through the product and through like what's going to happen over the next X amount of.
And then Jason gets dangerously close into the downfall territory of saying almost absolutely it's going to be a value add, but what is it? You have more access to more people to help people. If you're building a house or a pyramid, it definitely serves a purpose to have more people building that pyramid. How are you going to move those massive bricks across Egypt? But where's the template and the instruction on where to be placing those bricks? I'm really sitting here thinking that this entire thing, at least I hope it's a marketing ploy to get people to get into the system. It's like, oh, here's where you put the bricks. Because at the moment, what it looks like to me is Jason just wanted a house in a pyramid.